Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the Master Grade Turn A Gundam. And pretty often I get asked by people just in messages or comments or something like, hey, will you please review this kit? Or hey, will you please review this kit? And most of the time it's kits that I don't have, so I'll just tell them like, yeah, I don't have that kit or I don't plan on buying that kit. But sometimes the kit that it is a kit that I do have, and I do want to try to review. I obviously can't do it straight away, but if it's a kit that I get asked to review and it's something that I have, I will keep that in my mind to know like next time I'm just looking for a kit to snap up to review for you guys and I want to just pull something from my backlog. I'll try to think of something that has been asked for, and this kit has actually been asked for a few times, so I wanted to snap it up and review it for you guys. I don't have any plans to actually paint it up and fully do anything else with it at the moment. I'm just going to review it for you guys, and then it'll just hang out in the backlog for a while more until I get a chance to paint it. But anyway, let's get on with the unboxing. If you guys have never watched the Turn A series, I highly recommend that you do. It's very different, but I think it's really good just as an anime series, as a story series. It doesn't exactly have the same kind of Gundam vibe you may be used to from other series, like obviously more recent ones, IBO or Gundam 00 or Seed or anything like that. But I think it's really good if you just give it a chance. So check it out if you would. This is the 100th Master Grade kit. This kit came out in 2007, and it was pretty special at the time with it being the 100th kit in the line. A lot of times you might see this kit where like the Master Grade logo is in like this like kind of holographic printing. I think that was only for a while. I think then they maybe stopped doing that. Now I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, mine doesn't have that. So here we can see on the side just what the kit is going to look like when it's all painted up and everything. I think it's a pretty good representation of the Turn A Gundam for the most part. I think the head is a little bit large, as you can see on here. I think that's kind of the only proportion that I'm not really too into on the kit, but we'll see once I actually have it all put together. Here's a little bit more about the details of the kit, the head, the Loran pilot figure there. Unfortunately, in his pilot uniform, I would have liked if he'd been like in this just kind of casual clothes. I think it would have made more sense along with the story, considering it also comes with this cow. Very famously, this kit includes that cow, which was kind of a funny moment from the series, again, if you guys have watched that. So it has the weapon here, the very gigantic and powerful beam rifle. I guess this doesn't really look that gigantic, but very powerful. It has like, it can be held like a normal rifle, and then it can also be held like this here, as it was so iconically in the series. It does also come with the Gundam hammer, which is cool, the shield, the beam sabers, which are just all kind of standard stuff. So here's a lot about just talking about different gimmicks of the kit. The articulation and just kind of engineering of this kit is supposed to be very, very good from what I've heard from just other reviews and people who have built the kit and things like that. So it has the cockpit core fighter, which is of course the crotch cockpit there, which attaches just onto the front of the front skirt. And then all this stuff going on. It has the body, the parts here on the chest open up. I'm guessing those open up. Yeah, it look like they open up. It's not like a with the HD kit, you just have to swap the part for the chest. The container in the front just does come out. It's also cool. And then here's what the kit is going to look like, just snapped up with nothing else done to it, and just straight out of the box like that. It does also come with an alternative part to make the white part of the chest. This is the kind of center part of the chest. An alternative artwork for the Turn A Gundam, it has that part is white instead of blue as it is in the anime. So it's just kind of cool that they included that. So here we have the MG number 100 there, Master Grade number 100 countdown. 3,800 yen for the list price for this. So I think that's pretty reasonable. I believe that's the same price as the Master Grade GM Sniper 2, which recently came out earlier this year. There's the very iconic Turn A Gundam's mustache part there on its own separate runner. That's nice, so it's going to be nice and well protected. We do also have some dry transfers, it looks like. This is the kind of kit that you kind of aren't really going to put any of these like large markings on, I don't think, so I don't really know what I'd end up using those for. I might actually end up using some of those militia decals on some other kit or something. I'll have to think about that, but just some armor parts, blue parts for the Gundam hammer though. I guess that's probably included from a different kit originally. Some kind of off-white parts, more frame parts, more armor, and more frame. Alright, so then we should have our instructions in here at the bottom. Pretty cool instruction manual. It's a little bit different. It's from that era where the Master Grade manuals all had this kind of like profile line art of the Gundam's head or the mobile suit's head there. But then it's got like this kind of whole extra design there off on the side, which looks pretty cool, I gotta say. On the back, just painting guide here, basically painting guide for the mobile suits and painting guide for the pilot and the cow. It's kind of funny. And then just the 1-point technique of just doing some panel lining just to help bring out all those details on there. Kind of one of the iconic things about the Turn A Gundam is all of this kind of very unique lining on it. So obviously doing some panel lining is going to help quite a bit to bring all of that out. So if we turn to the center page here, it's a little bit about the Turn A Gundam MS story. So some nice line art there of the kit. I think this is probably maybe some like of the original artwork that was designed for the kit. I believe it was Sid Mead, if I remember correctly, was the designer for that. So it's kind of unique in that it was a non-Japanese designer for the mobile suit. I think that was probably one of the first times that was that happened in Gundam. And then just going in here, showing some more about the artwork, kind of translating the artwork into the kit, which is very cool. And then you can see there's that white part in the chest, as I mentioned about. So otherwise, we just have some more artwork here. There's a whole bunch more about the Gundam. I'm sure this is all on the wiki page, translated into English, so you can read that if you are interested in reading more about the history of the mobile suit. I would actually really recommend you guys probably watch the anime first, but then after you watch the anime, just so you don't spoil anything, then go read the TV tropes page for Turn A Gundam. It's really interesting to just read about that. It's a good collection of information there about the Gundam and about the series and characters and things like that. It's all pretty cool. So. Alright, so there's just talking about the design work there for that. Some more really cool artwork there. We're going to be building the torso first. Then onto the head, onto the arms, some more nice artwork there. It's cool how like Master Grades at the time were using like some artwork like that, like kind of like mechanical design artwork, which was really cool. But it's cool that this is like a little bit different style. So yeah, it's very interesting. Arms. Upper body's done, then onto the legs. There's just some more artwork there. Then legs. Legs finally done. And then the waist, just a few simple parts for that. Then the body is done, then onto the weapons. So just building the beam rifle there. Again, relatively simple, just a few parts. The shield, the Gundam hammer, the beam sabers, and then just how to use all the weapons like that using the Gundam hammer. Not really going to be too much to that. Showing a little bit about the points of articulation, like for reference using these parts here to mount the stuff onto the backpack, and then points for opening up the vents in the back. So if you want to like kind of simulate the moonlight butterfly. I don't have the P-Bandai expansion set for this that has the moonlight butterfly effect parts. I kind of decided just to pass on that, but it did look pretty cool. Anyway, one thing you'll notice is that there's no place that actually gives you a marking guide where those markings are going to go. Because, yeah, the Turn A Gundam just doesn't really have those kind of large markings on it that a lot of Gundams do. I suppose like one place that maybe it would look good to maybe put a marking is just maybe one just on the shield there, and that would probably be enough. But just by design, it's a design that just doesn't really lend itself well to different color schemes. And also doesn't really lend itself well to putting a whole bunch of decals on it. I think probably if you're going to do like Verkov style and just put like a lot of little tiny ones everywhere, that could probably work. But in terms of like the larger markings, it just doesn't really fit too well with the design. Alright, so first thing here, once again, is the stickers. So we do have a couple of foil stickers. They're just these couple of black ones. So not exactly sure actually where those are going on the kit. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that in the review. But then we have these dry transfers here. Unfortunately not water slides, they're just dry transfers, but they do look really, really nice for the kind of Turn A logo there, for the militia insignia there. A couple of these for that kind of Turn A logo that's on the Turn A's head. So you can put that on the forehead there, and I believe one of those maybe goes on the back skirt as well, which is a little bit different. And then the Turn A Gundam like series logo there, and then the WDM01 Turn A Gundam logo there. So these I think are probably going to be much more suited, like if you turn this into like a diorama build and you just have those like on the base or something like that. not really going to be probably too much room to put those onto the actual kit itself. Also packaged in the bag here is the chain for the Gundam hammer, which unfortunately is not metal. It looks to be like just regular polystyrene plastic. So first of all, that's going to take a lot of work to just clean up all of the mold lines just going around each and every single piece of there. Not looking forward to that. And also means that it's just plastic rather than metal. So probably what I'll do is just try to get some metal chain and just to save myself the time and effort and just replace that. So while we're talking about that, I'll just show you this one first. It's just, this runner is just marked HM1, so I guess just Hammer 1. This runner is also from 2007, so I was thinking that this is maybe from a different kit, just like a regular ARC-782 kit. But I can't think of what ARC-782 kit came out in 2007. That would have maybe been the 1 Year War version or the 1.5 version, I'm not sure, but without going to check. But I imagine that this is not the only kit that included this runner that year. SB7 for our clear pink beam saber effect parts. This beam saber effect part runner is actually a little bit more unique and probably pretty rare because these are like really thin and narrow beam saber effect parts. They almost look like they're for a 1/144 scale kit, but that's just more accurate to how the beam saber appears in the anime. And I'll just skip in the alphabet to show you this first, just because I'm just gonna show you this separately. Runner J here is just the one piece there for the iconic Turn A mustache, as well as two more little links, I guess, for connecting the chain to just the plastic pieces here on the HM runner. Alright, so runner A is a 4-color runner here, a couple of yellow parts there at the bottom for like the top of the chest, some red parts throughout there for the feet and the shield, a couple of clear yellow parts for behind the eyes and the cockpit hatch on the crotch, and then some gray parts there for going around the eyes. So you'll have like yellow, clear yellow for the eyes, and then a gray part like set around that, and then some more gray parts here. Looks like probably mostly looks like for the veins on the back of the leg. That's veins, V-A-N-E-S, not like the veins in your body. But anyway, there's MG 1/100 scale Turn A Gundam there for the marking for this. Then runner B is all of our blue parts. It's a really nice color of blue. It's a really nice kind of royal blue color here for this. So you can see it's mostly just parts on the torso, which is pretty much the only area where this design has any blue. Then runner C, nice big white runner here with parts for the weapons, the shield, the head, the crotch, torso section. And then here you can see our pilot and cow figures there. 100 scale cow and 100 scale pilot suit, Laurent Sehak. Then runner D here, a very interestingly shaped runner. If I do say so, I don't think I've ever seen a runner quite this interestingly shaped. It's totally symmetrical like that, which is kind of odd. It's kind of, I guess it's from a time where I think if they were to produce this nowadays, they would have just made one runner and just copied it twice, but I guess they would be opposite. So I don't know, anyway, it's interesting. And then runner E is just some more white armor parts for mostly the legs, it looks like, for the most part of this runner. And then we got runner F. Now F is a off-white color, which will be nice to just give a little bit of color difference, but this is kind of mostly inner parts, so it's like inner frame or like under armor panel, so it's not really going to be all that visible. And this runner is also in ABS, so the F runner is in ABS, and every runner after this is all stuff for the inner frame, which is all going to also be in ABS. So here's runner G. Like I said, just parts for the inner frame, parts for the open hands there. It is going to have like articulated hands where like each finger is individually articulated. Then it also has a nice set of open hands, which is cool too. So you could just have those just fixed open hands. Those will be nice. And then we have obviously here just parts for in the shield and waist and torso and just kind of everywhere. A lot of really nice detail. I just wanted to kind of show this to you close. This runner is also, again, ABS, so you have to keep that in mind. But you can see the detail in there is really nice. Runner H here with just some more gray inner frame, just kind of more ABS gray frame, same as the G runner. And that's it. Then our final runner here, runner I, is again just more gray inner frame parts, and that's all there is. So like I said, I love Turn A as a series, and it's just kind of strange that I've never gotten around to building this kit. I've only heard great things about it. By all accounts, this is a really, really nice master grade kit. It's just not as popular as other ones just because the Turn A Gundam itself is just not as popular a design, I think. Which is understandable. It's definitely an acquired taste, but I think definitely watching the anime will definitely give you a little bit more of a taste for the design, I think. So I've also really heard great things about the Turn X Master Grade kit as well, so I'll have to get that sometime and check that out. it's just not a really super high priority, but I'm sure someday I'll check that kit out as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the unboxing. If you have questions or comments, leave those down below or save those questions and comments for the review. I'll have the review coming up for you guys next. See you guys then. Bye 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 bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.